Okay. We are somewhat dealing with Sig's mic, but otherwise, Minerva Podcast episode 48.
Yay.
By some miracle, I am here and awake. Because in the last 2 days, I woke up at 7 p.m. and then 6 p.m., which wasn't really 6 p.m. because of daylight savings. So, I don't know. I don't know how I woke up at 2.
It was, but it wasn't.
This isn't my first day having a fucked up sleep pattern. I just 2 melatonin at 5:30 a.m. Set to go. Set to go. Plus some energy drink, just to, you know, being awake is never enough. You gotta like spike yourself just to stay up.
Yeah.
And,
Let's do a check on
The
that.
caffeine.
Some little face
they actually sound good.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No weird echo or anything?
Yeah.
It sounds
but
like you're in a cavernous room that's
Yeah, it
dark
sounds
and
hollow,
mysterious,
but it doesn't sound echoey.
lovely in some sort of fun way.
It is a
Yeah.
large square room. With
It
I
a-
doesn't
think
sound
it's nice.
echoey, it just sounds hollow. There's
Yeah.
a difference. There's no echo.
It's not like
yeah. As long as
tin
it's better
can
than
with a
sounding
string
like I'm
attached.
underwater and yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, just to be sure you guys know what's going on. My boss and I talked about the whole missing half the podcast last week,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Oh, well, I changed the schedule so that you'll actually not have to be there till 5."
There
which
you go.
means I have to leave like 10 minutes before the end, but you know, whatever.
Oh, is that happening today?
Yeah, it's today.
Just making sure
The
that that's
podcast
in
is
effect.
happening?
What?
I swear
Nobody told
I
me.
swear I talked to him
Yeah.
about this.
No, not a word.
No.
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Anyway, yeah, he
We talked about this last podcast.
Well, the schedule was
change
finalized
actually
last
happened.
podcast?
Oh.
It's not finalized, but he did remember that was a thing from last week and go, "Oh yeah, if you look at the schedule, I changed that." I looked at
Yeah,
the schedule,
10 minutes
he didn't
before
change
the end
that.
is nothing. That's no problem.
He
Yeah,
didn't
not
change
bad.
that on the schedule. But I talked to Maddie, the guy that I'm working with, and I was like, "You heard him saying that, right?" And Maddie was like, "Yeah." So
I'm loving this Matty guy because he's willing
I'm
to
gonna
drop
be there
Sig
at
off
5.
after work, and this just means I don't have to go out of my way.
One less thing Beast has to do.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah. So I
Dude,
added
no.
that cat emote from our Discord to my Twitch, and I am so happy about it. I
Where is
love.
it?
So you can see it even in the recording here that it's like a little cat crossing his
Yeah.
hands, like and he looks. It's
Non-stop.
it's my new favorite emote because it's like
Yeah.
the one it's one of the big emotions that I always get from like little annoyances that I forgot that I not forgot
Yeah.
but like I didn't have that in any other emote. So he just looks offended, uninterested, or I don't know.
A
It's
little
just
bit incredulous.
yeah, the little.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
It's like anytime anybody says anything even slightly mean, I'm like, you know. It's so
I've been really liking using my own picture of myself as an
Yeah.
emote for the.
No, that's a good one
Yes.
too.
Is my emote still one of those on the server, or is that get removed?
There is a Chriselle somewhere on here.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yay.
there you go.
There I am. Oh, it's a happy one, too.
It doesn't even say Minerva or anything. It just says Chriselle.
Yeah.
That's the whole name of it.
It's perfect.
That
Ironically,
works.
though, it's not even cat on Twitch. I removed the because it's
And
not.
there's Rosa.
It's not as universal.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those emotes where I feel like it's just in a public domain thing at this point because it's been stolen so many times that like the real original artist is just not possible for me to locate.
Lost it.
But the emote is too good to not like have fun with. So it's like Thonk. I don't know if I have that on Twitch yet, but like that little like face guy who's like furry brow, like furrow brow, like you know that little face.
Yeah.
Who the fuck made that? I don't know, but it's really, really all over the internet, and
Yep.
the original artist
there's
is
no way of
lost
tracking it down. Yeah.
lost to history. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's okay. I don't mind. It'll be okay. I imagine like some memester just set that up in 10 minutes, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Likely.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I don't know.
So let's go over it. How was Halloween?
I'm still
Boring.
tired. I'm still tired.
How
You
was
like
it
that
then?
Before Halloween.
It's good.
Chriselle, the
you know.
Halloween is over. You can take the mask off now.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
So wow,
There you go.
like all
I
right
don't know
for
where
him,
you
huh?
got the most handsomest man mask, but
That is
I
one of the
see.
best Sasquatch
Just peel
masks
my
I've seen in a
face
while.
off, yeah.
Yes. You guys are such assholes.
I wasn't being mean. I said handsomest guy mask.
No,
My feelings are
Reese just
hurt.
said Sasquatch.
Yeah, I don't care. Well, how is Halloween exhausting? Just or trick or
I
treating
have
stuff
a
afoot?
5-year-old.
Right. Oh, you were out trick or treating?
Yeah. So on Halloween, I only planned on taking him to 2 little trunk or treats, right? So little bit trick or treating. He doesn't need a lot of candy, anyways. Be done.
Yeah.
I wish that's what had happened. The first trunk or treat we ran into my friend and a lot of like her friends, acquaintances that I haven't seen in a while. They used to really get on my nerves because they party too much, but now they all have kids now too. So they were just like a tornado, and I got swept up in that tornado, and so we went all over town, and I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny because at this point, it doesn't sound like the kid who wore you out. Sounds like
No, he did.
Having a kid meant she hung out with the people who also had kids, and it became a group activity thing.
I don't know. It sounded like a dual effort. That sounds like a fun night, though. I mean, it's a good
it was
exhausted.
fun. When we got in the car to go home, Clark was like, "Mom, I had fun," and I was like, "I'm glad. Let's go home. I'm tired."
My words in my head was like, I'm glad.
That's great.
I'm good
like
for
if I
you,
wasn't so
buddy.
exhausted, like that would make me really happy. But I'm exhausted. Let's go home.
I had fun. At least someone did.
Better busy than bored. It's my favorite little thing. Yeah. I don't know. We didn't do much for Halloween, did we, Sig? We had trick-or-treaters.
I worked the whole day.
Yeah.
And didn't get off until late. And then Maddie gave me a ride home. And then I came here and hung out for a little bit and was like, "Hey, you want to go back up to the restaurant and get food?" And Beast is like, "Yeah." So we went up there and I had another beer.
I had like second breakfast too, which was very welcomed because when you wake up, it's like an art form managing my hunger levels at that late in the day. Because when it's 7 p.m. and there's not like a ton of easy food in the fridge, meaning I might have to actually work for a meal, there's not a lot of options. Because after midnight, I've got McDonald's. It's really far away, like a 10-minute drive, or that's the furthest food away that I'll go. Or Taco Bell, which I never really consider a meal. That'll do more damage than do more harm than good usually.
Taco Bell took away all the good shit, so I never want to go there anymore.
I always got like basic tacos. I barely ever got anything else.
The quesarito's the best thing there.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't at me.
Yeah, maybe I need to try again. But like,
I love the
nacho fries.
I will never forget. And this wasn't my only experience. It was just
Actually,
the worst.
those were good.
Where I was streaming and Mom offered to get Taco Bell or something, and I was like, sure. And I was like hungry, famished. This was gonna be my meal. And after I ate the tacos, I had to end the stream like 45 minutes later. I was like, I don't feel well anymore, guys. This is over. I can't. This hurts. I didn't have anything gross happen. I was just like, this sucks. This is like the worst thing. I would have rather starved. This is so bad. But that's because
that made me think of that meme.
What happened?
That you just saying the tacos made me feel ill made me think of that meme from the meme channel a couple of days ago.
You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about, actually. And I'm not
meme from the meme channel.
Superheated metal cube and dropped it into a jar of mayonnaise. It was just going.
Yeah, so I don't eat that kind of stuff.
Sounds like
after
a fun
midnight.
thing to do, but
so his restaurant's still being open for another half hour. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll top off, which proved to be smart. That helped out a lot.
Yeah, what was it? You got popcorn chicken?
Mm-hmm. I ate until I was full too. I couldn't even finish the popcorn chicken because I had just eaten like 2 or 3 hours beforehand, and so I was topping off, which was fun. But yeah.
I had steak for dinner because I realized that I had not eaten any sort of red meat in probably a month.
Oh, no.
And I realized this because I'm covered in bruises.
Yeah.
Which means I'm a little anemic right now.
Right.
what? Doing nothing. No, I have done no strenuous activity,
Yeah.
and I'm covered in giant bruises.
Mom always gets bruised in the
My
same, like, on
wife
the,
just found out she was anemic like this weekend, coincidentally. But
it's like
yeah,
on the side of the leg. Like, what are you doing on the side of a
That's
thigh
what
that
I'm
even...
saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, it
Having
has to be like,
Having
I
a
don't know.
5-year-old run up
Oh,
to you.
sure.
I think it
Okay.
has to be Clark stepping on me when
Yeah,
he
that would
gets
make
giant
sense.
to
doggy
bed.
saying hi as
Those
well.
did look like little
And dogs.
foot-sized bruises.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one does look. Yeah, that probably explains it.
Imagine
And it's
making
not
out the
like he's
toes
stomping
on
on
the
me;
wall.
he just climbs over me.
Oh yeah, no, kids are all over
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, no,
Because
that makes
he
sense.
doesn't get on the bed on the side he wants to be on.
I had a
He gets on
similar...
the bed the opposite and just climbs over.
I had a similar experience for my mom's birthday, which, oh my goodness, was only like, oh, we celebrated a day early on the 29th, which is always a funny day for me. But no, we went to the good steak place. I posted on an Instagram too. It was, I was so glad to bring Sig there because it's like my family's little. We take like a pride in it. Like this is like the best steak place that we go to, and we make it like a.
It was
A vi-
exceptionally good.
We make it. To hear that from Sig is very high praise. This is a
true.
chef here. So it was, and it's one of those expensive places. We go there like only for birthdays kind of thing. We do not make it a habit, but it's
Yeah.
it's like the only steak place we go to because of it's a treat. It's a treat. And I haven't had like, I don't order steak elsewhere. I don't eat it. I probably eat it 4 times a year at that restaurant, like tops. So I, like you, I hadn't really had like a cut of meat in other than burgers, I guess, in a while. So
Well, so the
was
thing with
great.
me is that I just exist as borderline anemic. Like every time I
Yeah,
go
I
to
didn't have
the
any health
doctors,
issues.
they're
It
like,
was
if it was
just-
1 point lower, you'd be anemic. So like,
Yeah.
if they drew blood from me right now, they'd be like, you're anemic. And then they put me on iron pills, and I hate when that happens because if you've never had to take iron, you don't know. You can't shit when you're on iron supplements. It just bricks up. It's terrible.
That's horrifying.
I couldn't help but think of
My
like
face or the facts.
the Iron Human.
No, what you're telling me is horrifying.
So I
Yeah,
will do anything to
They
avoid.
tried to draw my blood, and I passed out.
That's
Looking
okay.
looking back on it, I chalk that up to not eating. Like
Yeah, no, absolutely.
if I had some
Unless it
food
was
in
a
me,
fasting. Mhm.
I was thinking of The Office the entire time when Mike was so excited for the blood draw that he didn't eat for 3 days, and I was like, "What?" And then he passed out. Dude, they're taking blood. You need to stay awake. But
So
Yeah, unless
to,
it's a fasting. Yeah.
to address the steak dinner thing for Mom Beast's birthday thing, 2 things. One, I didn't know for sure that it was Mom Beast's birthday.
yeah,
I was running under the assumption that y'all used the card thing because, birthday deal, like you were talking about how sister's birthday is not in February, but that you celebrated in February because that way you fill that gap.
they give you a coupon, $20 off or something for a birthday. So we put her in because we have 2
Not bad.
October birthdays, so we put her in February just to
just
space
to
it out.
shift that. So, and I wasn't sure about that, but the only time I'd heard happy birthday at all really was the waitress saying it. Like there was no like, oh, happy birthday, Mom, none of that really, So I didn't realize really, and I mentioned it to Mom Beast the next day, and she goes, oh, well, it wasn't. Today's my actual birthday. And I was like, oh, well, then I didn't miss it.
There you go. You didn't miss it. You're fine.
Congratulations.
But the other thing is, everybody got steak, basically the same meal, just different temperatures, and all 4 of the Beast family ate half of their steak. I ate the whole damn thing.
And you get all the leftovers too?
And I helped with some of the leftovers today, actually. But
I think we had the
yeah,
last of
was-
it. Is there still more?
There you go.
Oh, that was about half of what was still.
Oh wow.
So
That was a
yeah,
lot.
the amount that I cooked today for us to have steak and eggs with, there's still another.
That's another
portion
thing
outside.
too. Is like, it's one of those pricey meals, but mom always cooks something afterwards, and then I just have my 3rd meal of that meat. Like it
Yeah.
lasts.
Yeah, I am notorious for only eating exactly half of my food,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate leftovers. But a steak, as long as it's not overcooked, is something that you can
This steak-
reheat
See,
safely.
my
not
wife is exactly like that too. Like she'll only eat half of her food, and also she hates leftovers. So me and my wife have like a symbiotic relationship in that I love leftovers, and I will eat anything.
My dad's the
So
same
it's
way.
Just I'll have that for the next day,
He
and it's
will
great.
clean up whatever is left.
Chriselle's face says, sometimes I don't even heat that shit up. Just right out of the Tupperware.
I'll tell you, I do not heat things up. But I mean, some things I do heat up. But,
I got to show
if
Sig
it's
yesterday.
Like a can of soup. No, I'm
With
eating
the
that plate.
McDonald's, Sig and I ordered like a ridiculous. Sig got twice as many fries as he wanted, and I got twice as many fries as I wanted. And my dad answered.
Yours was unintentional. Mine was expected.
Yeah, my dad was.
Yeah.
He answered very clearly several times that he didn't want food before we left. I came back home, was like, "We got your fries," and he ate them anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like, well, not gonna turn this down.
He had already brushed. He's like, "Yeah, no, brush again. I'll take some fries." Sure.
Yeah.
But
my little brother used to be my garbage disposal. He would eat all my food for me. He was super tall. He was like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Super tall, super skinny, minus the pot. Like he had beast metabolism. That's the one I'm always comparing Beast to. Just constantly eating. He ate his own portion. He ate extra, and then he'd finish mine because I'd be like, "Man, I can't finish this," and he'd be like, "Just pass it here." Okay.
Yeah.
And Chriselle,
No
I wasn't trying to call you out on the eating it cold thing because I just recognized it in your face because I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
with
enough.
with the steak though, it reheats really well too, especially from that place. Even before the podcast today, I'm watching my video 1.5x, so I'm not late sitting here. I'm like, this is just all the flavor. It didn't have the juices. I mean, this many meals removed, but it was.
Where's the flavor?
I don't know what the hell they do to that meat, but it still had that kick, that like whatever.
The texture was probably one of the best steaks I've ever had.
Wow.
For that, yeah. Well, for the fact that it was that you can cut it with a butter knife kind of texture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You didn't really need the knife. Honestly.
For those steak lovers who might be curious, what we do know is they have what Sig supposes is a pretty simple seasoning, but they use aged beef. Yeah. They cut it, like they trim it. All the fat's gone. You don't need to worry about that. And they just give you a block of meat. And
it's a very, very well like dry aged beef. And then it is seared perfectly and very, very just simply seasoned from what I can tell. And I believe they're probably still cooking on the same flat top without having cleaned that flat top since the 1950s.
Wait, you can go that long without cleaning
Which is well seasoned.
I mean, you probably should, but...
It's like a cast iron pan. You salt it.
Yeah, without cleaning. Meaning they wipe it down real good.
That's fair.
Okay,
I understand.
Because the way that Sig and I
don't scrub it back to bare metal or anything like that.
Yeah, with cast iron, you can't like put soap or detergent on it because then every subsequent meal after that tastes like soap. Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, but I think that's the same seasoning that's been going on since the 50s.
And I believe we talked about it at the restaurant. It's like if you do that. Every steak you cook on that afterwards just gets better and better because it just has that extra flavor.
Yeah. It's just like with coffee. If you don't clean out the coffee pot.
That's disgusting. No, absolutely not. It is gross.
Not the same thing.
I'm coming to your house and washing your coffee cup. That is disgusting.
There's no such thing as a seasoned coffee pot or coffee mug.
You're not supposed to see through the borosilicate glass of your coffee pot.
Get out of here.
No, I like to order it medium well, which everybody hates because you don't have all the juices or whatever. But they serve it in a plate of the au jus, as they call it. So I'm constantly just dipping it in all the juices that they just cooked out of my meat, and that is just fine. That is
like you could. Well, I posted the picture of mine. If you guys look at it right there, you can see the juice just sitting on the plate around it.
Yeah, I feel like for the amount of pictures we took, it's rude of us to not like be showing this at least.
Well, you took a couple of pictures.
Instagrammed it.
Yeah, mine's on Instagram, so if you guys want to check that out.
Anywhere until just now.
But this is similar to my plate. Like it was just.
I was kidding about the Instagram, and then you're like, yeah, no, okay.
No, I started using that now.
I think I liked that post on Instagram actually.
I think you did too.
But mine was medium rare. Normally I would choose rare, but at a brand new to me steak place, I go with medium rare every time to make sure that it gets a good sear on it and stuff. Because a lot of places, if you don't know how they do it, they will do rare, but it will not have a decent sear on the outside.
Yeah,
so and then it's just raw.
Yeah,
it's blue or whatever.
I like blue rare. I mean, I'm one of those people. You can carry it through a hot kitchen and I'll eat it. You know.
Are you sure you're not part werewolf?
Just kind of hold the steak up like this and go, you see that? It's hot. And just
You see a cow out in the field and just like hit him with a hair dryer. And it's like, yeah, that's ready to eat.
just a decent summer day in Texas and a buck knife.
Use a little heat gun. No, slightly above room temperature.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Just hold a lighter up to. Okay, it's done.
No, but yeah, I mean, I eat tartare, so I mean, you know, that's basically just raw beef. You know, steak tartare.
Oh,
it's good.
My tummy is too sensitive. I cannot.
Yeah, I would try it, but I wouldn't like eat a full meal of it.
If I didn't watch people eat rare, I wouldn't even believe it. Like, to me, it's just to see a cut of meat, like the picture he showed, that's like not cooked in the middle. I'm like, how the fuck do you
I've just had too many badly done rare steaks to like it.
Which is ironic, because aren't we like the only animals that cook anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For being as rare as it is, it was still like cut it with a butter knife, just tender. It was so good.
I used to get, so this was before I had real taste buds, and my mom sucked at cooking. I would eat my steaks like well done, because I was just afraid of how she cooked it, and I would just dip it in ranch. So America, I don't do that anymore.
It's okay if you do. There's no food elitist here.
No, it's not.
I do still sometimes dip it in ranch if there's ranch there, but I don't get it well done.
I use ketchup.
My favorite story for steak lovers was the time that in Chicago, this was an accident because, I don't know, I said the wrong thing, but I ordered a filet mignon medium well, or like well done. Yeah, I meant medium well, but I said well done. And
oh no.
No, it's my favorite story for steak lovers too, because I ate the whole thing. I mean, it was fantastic, but even Sig, the first few times was like, oh fuck, you did not. You know, like you just undid everything about that being a filet mignon. It was fantastic though. It was a great. I mean, it was more than I'd preferred to have been done, but it was still fine. I mean, and it was cool because it was Chicago in some random fancy restaurant that we walked to from the hotel. It's like, what the hell? This is such a weird. That's such an odd trip.
Speaking of ranch dressing, a lot of restaurants I work at make their own ranch dressing.
As they should.
They do the whole thing with a mixture of buttermilk and mayonnaise, and then they add the seasoning packet from. Like,
I feel like if they don't do that, then it's like glorified home cooked. You know.
Well, that's the thing though is I worked at a place years ago that they didn't make any of their own dressings. They just bought them in gallon jugs. You know.
So they were sour and disgusting.
Oh yeah, that's.
Well, it was like Ken's Blue Cheese or Ken's Ranch or something like that. So it wasn't even like Hidden Valley or something, you know, like good, crazy good brand or anything. It was just
the
like
bottom shelf ranch.
Yeah, whatever. And this lady used to come in and she would get a literal bowl of ranch for like dipping her fries in and everything she ate from the whole menu that she
I used to do that too. I am ashamed. I'm sorry.
Just give her a cup and a straw. I mean,
at that point, that's basically what it should have been. But she swore up and down we had the best ranch she had ever had, and that she only came there because we had the best ranch ever. And I was just like, you have.
We talk about being a steak snob. I am a ranch snob. You ask my husband, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, she likes that place because it's got the good ranch." And the good ranch is the one you could tell they make them themselves.
Yeah. Well, there's a downside to that too, though. Is people like Beast, for instance, who hate mayonnaise, end up making the ranch sometimes. And they're bad at it because they're afraid to touch the mayonnaise when they're scooping it out of the jar or something.
So fun fact.
I have watched waitresses scooping mayonnaise out of a jar and going
above the food.
That's me when we make ranch at home. I ask somebody else to scoop the mayonnaise for me because that sound when you're I cannot. Once it's in the bowl, I'll use a mixer to make sure it's mixed real good, and I'll just see that's fine. I could do that, but I can't do this.
For me, it's the smell. Everything about mayonnaise is.
I'm okay with mayonnaise. We're friends, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
That's fine with me.
I'll like eat it on a sandwich, but like the big globs.
I mean, I won't like get handfuls of it and
Nothing.
smear it anywhere.
Nothing is wrong with that.
I can't.
I'm gonna throw up.
Okay, next subject.
Yeah. No, that is.
No, the badly made ranch. So you end up with the one that's mostly buttermilk because they couldn't bring themselves to scoop more.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, and it ends up being like this, like just a liquid you can like pour like a drink.
I hope you're happy. I'm literally eating Alka-Seltzer because I feel like I'm gonna barf. Good job.
Okay, on to 3D printing things.
Okay.
Oh,
You're being grossed out by talk of food.
So I've been doing like commissions and stuff for Rosa and hopefully Sig at some points. But yeah, I've been printing lots of fun little things.
Oh, you are just so cute.
Yeah, I know I am.
Wait, you didn't make that for me?
I didn't make it for you, but I will make one of those for you. I also made this skull thing, which is super cool and nifty. And also, like, it's anatomically correct. So here you can see its little skull butt.
Oh my god. There's a lot
I
going
have
on
no
in there.
idea. We just picked it because we put my pens in it.
Oh yeah, and also, well, it's like partially anatomically correct because like you do not have a giant cylinder in your head. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, maybe some people do. But like
that's what the soft spot is hiding, right?
Where does the brain go?
Maybe.
How do they get the brain in there?
It's like I don't know. I mean, maybe this is like a brain.
Maybe they just don't install it for some people.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Like they just put a little walnut in there and that's it. I don't know.
I thought that was a
like
candle holder. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, it'd be a really cool one.
Was that?
A revolver cylinder is what that.
Oh yeah, this is like what is this?
It's a little stick holder.
Okay, yeah, I didn't actually know that. I just was like, okay, I'll just make this. So these two things I made on the same print pad. Yeah, and this took 48 hours to make.
The two of them together?
Yes, and the first one failed horribly.
Like it had both of them happening at once.
Yeah, but like the first one like failed horribly and like was printing for like 12 hours, just nothing, and it was just moving back and forth. And I thought my printer died, and it kind of did, but I fixed it and now it's working better. So yeah, I eventually went on to print this little Oogie Boogie guy. So yeah, I mean, I know it's a little bit past Halloween now, but.
But Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie. We're actually at the perfect time because Halloween, the Nightmare Before Christmas starts the day after Halloween. So.
Oh, good point. Okay, well we're late for that actually. So. Then also there was this little thingy that I made as well. It's kind of cute. I haven't actually finished cleaning it off yet. But these are all files that Rosa sent me. So I'm just like, okay, I'll print this, this, and this, and this, and it'll work out great. And then here's another Nightmare Before Christmas thing. Very cute.
Jack and Sally.
Yeah. And also, this is for you and Beast as well, and Rosa. I'm sorry I used some of your filament on this.
Oh,
Rosa,
no.
But yeah, I made you guys some cat ears. Like all of you. I made 6 of them. So.
Oh, fun.
Unless you want more cat ears.
No, that's okay. I don't recall asking for any.
Cat ear things. Okay.
You have to for
too bad. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of these that I printed off. And also, here's something actually useful: is this little toothpaste squeezer type thing.
What?
With moving parts.
You love the random crap I
love it.
So yeah, that was actually pretty fun to make.
Does that have a little notch to
I'm
grab
gonna make one for myself.
the toothpaste?
And like it has another little notch on the backside to hold the end of it, so that you can just kind of like woo.
That is ridiculous how like over-engineered that is.
It's cool though. I mean, people have done pretty incredible things with like a relatively simple.
With like the
3D
little
printer.
detail, the thing you wouldn't quite think about. That's
yeah. It's fun, and I want to get into more like 3D modeling and stuff so I can make my own things eventually, but I'm still kind of in the stage where I'm just like learning about this enough to know how to not fuck it up horribly.
Right.
So I'm getting to that
yeah,
point
if
where
you
I can
haven't
make my
fucked it
own
up
things.
horribly, you haven't learned enough yet.
Like I'll tell you, like I've got like a 99% success rate as far as like not failures. So as long as I can keep that up, I think I can keep the cost of 3D printing down relatively low. Because I don't know, every single time it fucks up horribly, I feel like I need to upgrade something in it, and that costs money. So yeah, I'm gonna need to start charging people.
Upgrade it.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is like a first one's free type thing, but if anyone wants to send me spools of filament, I'll gladly accept those.
Austin has asked,
filament, and I felt bad when it broke.
What'd you say, Sig?
Austin has asked in the chat, what are y'all going to do for 1 year of podcasts? I know what I'm planning for the 1 year of podcasts.
How many weeks until?
We are
It's
on 48.
December 16th or something.
16th. Did you say December 16th?
Something, yeah.
Is it really?
That's what Barry just said.
I'm going to be on the road.
Oh.
I'll definitely tune in.
Road podcast.
I know what I'll do for 1 year of podcasts is another podcast. Like,
I have no plans.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it. No, like special guest, anything. I don't know.
It's very weird.
Think about it.
We keep saying this every time we mention it, but it's strange that it's been almost a year. Because this still feels like an experiment that we started a couple months ago. But like, for me at least. But we're pretty deep in at this point. Like
and people show up to it, so that's kind of nice.
That's true.
And here, y'all, we appreciate it.
People ask us about it sometimes. I think it's catching on a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's
got its
honestly
own cult following, or whatever
before,
the kids call it.
That is true. Yeah. But it's no, if this is Kova's fixing all of them.
What?
The 52nd will be on the 30th of November. Apparently calendars are hard in the chat right now. But yeah, it's what was I saying? he's correcting them, saying the podcast will be on the 30th of November. It'll be the 52nd one.
Okay, all right, that's better.
Okay.
So yeah, because the movers come December 10th. So after that, I just have my laptop. So
hey,
I also have my iPad.
I did the podcast from the bed and breakfast on that shitty fucking Windows 7 touchscreen laptop.
I did the podcast in my garage.
I mean, this is pretty simple. I can just go to my phone and just...
It worked out.
I can just count the Mondays. We're on the 2nd, so it's 9, 16, 23, 30. The 52nd will be on November 30th.
Makes sense.
It's not really complicated here. I don't know. But they also said the
shakers come? Okay.
Apparently the Christmas one will be on the 23rd, which is kind of...
The shakers come as soon as my husband gets his bonus.
That's kind of preferred anyway, because...
Speaking of which, I have gotten... Let me check
I didn't finish that thought. No, the Christmas show will be on the 23rd, though. So that's preferred. Okay. I'd rather it not be on the day of Christmas, but...
Yeah.
Or the eve. So we're on the 23rd, like right before the festivities truly begin. It's kind of nice.
What about the week that we're supposed to be going with your family to, what you call it?
Oh, that's late November. Yeah. So that'll probably line up with the year. I know how it works. We're going to have internet. It's going to happen. I'm going to bring this computer probably. Like, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Yeah.
And the whole desk.
No, that might be too much to carry.
I've gotten like...
Walker show.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've gotten like 8 emails from recruiters wanting me to join the National Guard again. I don't want to join the National Guard again. And yeah, like I've gotten like 8 just today. And I don't think they're gonna. I don't know. They're just like, okay,
because they're trying to beef up because of the election.
I don't want to re-enlist at all. I like my long hair, and I'm done with the army permanently.
It's so crazy. Yeah. 8 in a day?
8 from different people.
Like, I mean, that's a really specific. I think Donna's right, because that's the only thing that would line up everything on one day. I mean,
yeah.
Shoot.
Like, I didn't expect that many. Like, it was like around 9 o'clock. I had already gotten 2. I was like, okay, well, I'll just like reply, no, I don't want to join ever. Please take me off your mailing list. And then another one happens, and then another one. And then, like DJ Khaled said, another one. And then, yeah, it just kept on coming on. And yeah.
I get it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I could probably just block the mill.mail email addresses, and that would solve it entirely.
I think they should postpone the election by a month. Because they
no,
they've been buying
No.
so many ad spaces, and I am okay with that.
fuck no, they shouldn't postpone the
The
election.
revenue per 1,000 views on YouTube just went like this for me, and I think it's totally because of the election, and I'm totally okay with that. Because every time I use YouTube on my phone or my TV, it's just vote for whoever, vote for whoever, vote for whoever. And I'm like, is this why my ad revenue has been what it's been? Like, this is great. I'm totally okay with this.
Ad space is being purchased.
Although, I don't know if that's exactly right. Because I got the same amount of views as last month, and the revenue was, like, not that different. Anyway, it's still, like, a little stupid. Because for years, the revenue was always, like, $1-ish per 1,000 views. But lately, it is not that. It's more like 3 or 4, sometimes 5. It's... which is mind-blowing, because that's just not been the case forever.
Michelle, you say you're getting these calls and everything. I've been getting some calls myself.
Oh!
They're not from recruiters. The calls I'm getting are from scam artists. Artist is a very generally nice term for it.
I usually
They're
be like
employees
eccentric.
because they work
they're not artistic about it.
I like
at
to
all.
call him a mer instead of an artist.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been the robocall from this is from Amazon, and push 1 if you want it. Yeah, if you don't want them to take your money or something. Or
I have
whatever.
a story just like that.
And I push 1 because I want to talk to them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And every time I'm like, they're like, how can I help you? Oh no, this most recent one, he was like, thank you for calling the Amazon. How can I help you? And I was like,
the Amazon rainforest? That's exciting.
He's like, no, the company. And I said, oh, okay. So you're actually Amazon? And he's like, yes. I said, you.
Like the Amazon.
And he said, yes. I said, well, you go ahead and take me off of your list, because I don't believe that you're Amazon in any way, shape, or fashion. You know? And he was like, Merry Christmas, motherfucker, and hung up on me. And I was like, wait, what?
I get a Happy New Year to you too, motherfucker.
I didn't say anything rude to this guy.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's just so...
That's
so
a little
funny.
mean. That's a little hurtful, honestly.
I think it's really funny when these scammers call to be like, just like little voice. My mom's not supposed to talk to anyone who's not her or dad or grandma, and I don't think you're her or dad or grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And then it really.
And then they're just like, okay, just go into your parents' wallets.
Yeah, they're like, go to your mom.
And
No,
tell
I had
me
a-
the little numbers that are on that card.
I had them call me during... I never answer, like, numbers I don't recognize, but for whatever reason, I was in a mood. Live on stream, so I muted my stream mic just to listen to this, and it was apparently my bank. But it was, like, an automated tone, and just... They read my name with, like, an automated robot. Not like an automated text-to-speech like on Google. This was clearly, like, not as robust. And I just called BS on that, because I had just gotten that credit card, which I haven't mentioned on the show yet. And this is where I'm going with that, too, is, like, they know how to contact me. I've talked to them recently. I'm like, this is not... They email me, I get a text or a call, like, it's pretty legitimate. I mean, they, like, I don't know. And I just blocked the number. And even my mom was like, what? That's kind of, if that even was your bank, you shouldn't, whatever. But then the thing is, like, I got letters in the mail too of, like, regarding the credit card. So I'm like, they know how to contact me.
Did you apply to anything online?
Yeah, I applied for a credit card.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is they called me about it before the scammer. So I'm like, this is clearly not... And they sent me the card, and I've been using it. It's activated and everything. So this was clearly, like, not them. And I don't know where that would have gone if I would have
That's when they send out the sounds legitimate type scams.
Mm-hmm.
So watch out for those.
It was the second time they called me. The first time I answered, and then they hung up after 9 seconds. I was like, what the fuck? And then it was several days later they called me again. And
they were just anxious about it, like they just weren't sure if they wanted to call you and talk about a credit card. They just were twirling their hair, just like, is he gonna answer about a credit card?
I just never understood the scam artist over the phone thing, with people who obviously don't speak English as a first language.
Right.
And they're broken ass web pages that are not even remotely close to looking even kind of right.
I think it's because they don't need to be.
How does this work on anyone? I don't get it.
Old people with dementia.
It baffles me.
And that's
it also makes me think
fucking sucks.
that if I ever decided to be one of them, I would make millions.
Oh.
Also, you should also consider being in a country where you can't get extradited.
That's true. That definitely helps.
No, what's his name? Jim? Is it Jim Browning?
Yep.
The guy who catches the scammers and gets their information and then shuts down their whole thing from here or whatever. Well, no, he's in Europe somewhere. He lives in like Britain or
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he shuts down entire call centers and stuff like that.
I think it's almost amusing just how consistently it's always India. I mean,
well, if you look at the population of the world, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because India is densely populated, and they're also a place that they speak English. Like, they speak.
And also, they're just getting these huge, sweeping new access to the internet, and also large companies in India will hire people to call people because they have a scam operation going there.
And they still have the caste system. So the people of the lower caste, they don't give a shit. As long as they're getting a paycheck, they will literally do anything because they have that horrible caste system in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, ever since I was even a little kid, I've never even heard of, it's either automated bullshit or an Indian guy on the call. Like, it's every time, because, I don't know.
I've got a couple like as legitimate as it sounds, but legitimate ones from the IRS that sounded like a guy with a kind of Tennessee accent. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it's in the States, but
I wonder if like a lot of stuff's cheaper too, because like customer support and all that, like accents are really brutal when it comes to some of that stuff, and it's
sometimes I feel bad when I can't understand them because I'm pretty good at understanding accents and whatnot, because where I grew up is very multicultural, and then like my brother was a notorious mumbler. Like, I'm pretty good at picking up on what people are trying to say.
Yeah.
And the last time I had to talk to Amazon about something, I had to ask for another person because I could not. I couldn't understand them. And like I said, I pride myself on that. I can understand most people with heavy accents, but like, I don't even know if she was speaking English.
I've been ruined by that on two fronts. Because like on the other hand, on one, like I've been kind of just spoiled by normal accents. I don't know. Most of the people I talk to online, looking at you, Reese, I understand completely fine. And I give him too much shit about that. Because Reese, he mumbles a bit, and I have a tough time with him. And he knows that, that's why I'm bringing it up at all. But the other thing is like mic quality. On the internet, we just take for granted that everybody sounds fine. That also includes you, Reese. You sound great with your... I think he uses an iPad. And even an iPad speaker is fine, But on the phone, they still have those old lines in place. Like, you hear people on cell phone quality in a much worse quality than they really need to be. And it just hasn't caught up to the internet yet. So even if somebody has, like, a perfectly fine American accent, it's still phone quality accent, which is always shit. And it's the same reason that like music sounds so bad over the phone, because it's like the minimum requirements for voices, much less music. So even the best songs just sound like shit. I watched a whole video breaking it down a long time ago, and exactly like what I'm saying is online. Like Sig's using a webcam mic, which comparatively is pretty good compared to like a phone quality, but on the internet when everybody's got a decent mic, it's shit. Like, webcam mic is always... Actually, yours sounds fine. Most webcams are really bad. And
well, it's not as good as my headset mic was before my headset mic took a fucking shit.
But I haven't had any trouble understanding a word you've said. Whereas over the phone, it's usually just really bad. I think Don is muted still. Unless, of course, you're muted, in which case Oh, I think you just voiced. Never mind. Okay. Because you said one thing, but it didn't pick up. Or it looked like you said something.
I think I just like made the motion. I
Yeah.
didn't act.
Because you went like, I was like,
yeah, I was like,
Ty, you're muted. Oh my
I have
god.
a very expressionate face, okay?
Ty, she's been doing that thing on streams where she doesn't know she's muted, and it's just
I do
fucking
that a
funny.
lot.
So many times.
Because I'm solo parenting, and Clark will come in, so I'll like quickly mute, and then
Yeah. And before we start every podcast, I always am muted. So yeah, it's always a little bit off for me. So gotta fix that.
It's almost like a muscle memory where like, I don't know, I mute and unmute so often that I just, like the state that I'm in is almost always, I don't know, but it still happens. Every once in a while, I'll click it by accident or not know that I'm still muted. Or it happened when I was making videos where I'd deafen the call just so I'd clean audio. And then I'd get like through the video, uploaded, thumbnail, description, and then I'm like, oh, I'm still deafened. And then I'd unmute. Sorry, guys. Was talking to the stream. Whoops.
No, I have a hotkey button on the side of the mouse that I've actually set up to mute my mic and everything, and I hit that thing on accident every now and then, like bump it against the side of the keyboard or something like that, and it's the only one that gets hit. And I'm like, motherfucker, muted myself in the middle of talking. That's one
of the things I considered when you said you were setting it up to your mouse. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Because you'll hit it a lot, like you're saying.
That's the thing, though, is I also have it set up so that when I hit it, it makes a sound. So I know that it did it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. I'm always on streamer mode, so I never hear the Discord sound. So, yeah. If you hear the sound, it's a pretty good tell. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's been one of those things that I've had to tell people a couple of different times in the stream is, hey, when I'm streaming, Discord doesn't do the alert thing anymore. So messaging me on Discord doesn't work.
You get it now. These people in the Pokemon, when they're inviting me to raids and stuff, they're like, we tagged you in Discord. I'm like, bitch, I'm streaming. You know how many little red dots just happen throughout I don't even look. Like, what the fuck? You're talking to me in chat. You clearly know how to talk to me here. Why are you tagging me in Discord for this? I'm not, because I want to do the raid. I'm trying to stay up to date, but like, shit.
So I've never done a raid.
You should.
But I have a remote raid pass.
They give you the free ones.
So next time you have a cool one, you should invite me.
Well, there's Darkrai everywhere right now, and in the raids channel, they did a raid as soon as half an hour ago.
Well, I'm not gonna do it right now in the middle of the stream.
I'm just saying, you just scroll down to that channel and let them know.
You know I don't talk to people.
That's a really easy thing to change. Yeah. Very, like, almost instantly, you can make that not true anymore. You're still Aggie. I kind of want to talk about it. It's our little secret, but it's way too funny not to. And the podcast is always like the cult crew, so I think I can. Aggie's idea, I love her so much. It was her idea to keep our names switched and tell people that we switched. To say that we switched it back, but then don't. And we've already had fun with it. She already told someone, no, we're gonna switch, and then she's just gonna keep Beast, and I'm gonna keep Aggie, and continue that.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Your day is ruined.
My day is ruined.
I love it because I get to share the load of how many times I get pinged. She still, we're a month in, gets pinged for people who think it's me, and it's probably not gonna stop soon, and I am A-okay with that.
Yeah.
It's like the Dread Pirate Roberts, you're just passing on your legacy to the next Dread Pirate Roberts.
Exactly what oh, fuck. But the cool thing, though, is if anybody ever tags her with something I need to see, then she just DMs me, and that's fun. I get a lot of amusement out of this. And that's it. No, that was, and the best part is because I'm always the one like doing little fucky things like that. So the fact that she's the one who brought it up is just, I'm so proud of her. She's a troll. The English barrier, you don't.
Been fun watching her screw up her English as you.
It's funny because like the language barrier prevents her from like saying all the things she wants to, but she's she's goofy, like more than one might think. Like it's tough to get one's personality when there's a language barrier because there's always that slight disconnect. But
Right.
no, she's
Especially if it's just on the internet, like if there's no body language and all that.
Yeah.
Because she hasn't been active in a long time. But when we met her in 2017, 2018, oh my God. Whoa. When we met her 3 years ago almost here, we talked to her a lot, like daily. She was in the calls all the time. So I still kind of know how she is, but oh, that's crazy. That was so long ago. She's like an adult now. Weird.
You're like an adult now.
I know.
So
You're
strange.
like how?
I know.
Haircut day.
Oh yeah.
Has been attempted at a scheduling.
The only time she's free is Wednesday at 6 p.m., which is like the weekly shop reset for Fortnite, which is the one stream besides the podcast that I never miss. So that's where I'm saying like, no. No.
What if she like comes into the room and then like cuts your hair while you're
even
streaming?
then I'm still gonna want to like shower, rinse it off. So I can't see a haircut taking less than half an hour, and I would not like to not leave the stream for that amount of time. And she said 6 to 6:30, which actually helps because now that daylight savings is a thing, the weekly shop resets for all the Fortnite players, by the way. In America, I guess I don't care about the rest of you, but in America, it's gonna be 6 p.m. now, Central. I don't care about your time zone either, so you can do the math. But for me, it's gonna be 6 p.m. now instead of 7.
It would be after the shop reset if she came at 6:30 or something.
Exactly. So at 6:30 is half an hour is about as long as I take to make those videos anyway. So
well, that gives her time. She'd be able to cut your grandfather's hair.
Right. Yeah. No. And she likes to hang out with us anyway. So 6 to 6:30 means 6 to 7:30 because she's gonna hang out. I'm assuming. I don't know if she's busy. I shouldn't assume that, but she'll probably just be around.
Be right back.
So anyway, let's see.
If it has to be, we might be able to make it work. Is what we're getting at.
That's what I'm saying. Is I could start the stream as early as like today, for example, like the podcast time, and then just do a full stream, end it as soon as I'm done with the video, and then go get my hair cut and play out the rest of my day. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to do that. That's fine for me anyway, because the shop is always like the hypest part of the stream, and there's not. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say there's not always a ton to do after that, but I mean the mission's all reset, so if anything, the stream like restarts. But I can just play that later. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever happens, I want a haircut.
Yeah, me too. I need a trim.
I've been due for one for about a week.
I do too. You could probably see that I've been adjusted like this a little bit, just the whole. It's perfect timing for the haircut because it's not annoying yet, but it's just getting there where like this needs to. Literally like half an inch shorter.
Mine have gone from a little long to too long already.
Clark's hair looks like Beast right now, so I need to take him to get a haircut too.
Yeah.
But I don't have someone that just comes to our house.
I highly recommend getting one. Yeah.
Well, the only person in this house right now that gets haircuts is my son. So
I don't even know how my mom did it. She just ended up being a model for her, like while she was starting out her education. I guess they call it a school. I don't know if it's technically a college. It was more of like a specific building that had its own.
It's like a trade school.
I think that's what it was.
Some of them call themselves colleges. Some of them just call themselves a school. Really, it's a trade school.
Well, because I've seen the building. It's like the beauty academy or something, but it's like it's in a strip mall, so like it's its own place.
A lot of those places are like that. They're just like a small little building that you can learn a trade and have lots of fun, and then go.
That seemed to be exactly what it was, because Mom signed up to be our model, and then I think almost immediately they switched to my sister being the model, and then, which is funny, because at this point my sister was like 12, so she's been cutting my sister's hair like for a long time now. Almost 0 years, because she's been 12 for
I was about to say.
all of those years.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because we didn't even know how long we'd known her until we were chatting about it last time. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
You knew it hadn't been brought up in a long time because you didn't have any reason.
And she's like a proper family friend. Like we went to their wedding reception and everything, so we watched the kid here and there. And that was fun too. I'm not one for that kind of thing, but it was a cool time. The poor people, they actually, it was just the reception because they got married in like Vegas or something, but nobody put one of those little hairy filters on the mic, and it was windy, and that's all I remember. It's amazing. If you guys, I don't know what they're called, but if you ever see like that fluff ball of hair on someone's mic, that just mitigates wind like impressively well. And it filters like
filter? Or is it?
No, it's much more than that.
It's literally called a wind filter.
Could be.
I don't know.
I believe that's all it is it's a wind filter.
Okay. Yeah,
this is the non-fuzzy version.
Yeah. And it's amazing because like you'll get clean, clear audio and everything, but all of the wind is gone. And it's very impressive. I don't have one. I've never needed one, but it's cool. Is your sister older than you?
I stream with my window open when I get to California. I need one. Got it. Does it come in pink?
Probably.
If not, like what you could do is get one of those like fuzzy pink bathroom rugs and then just like cut that up a little bit and then just sew it around it and that'll work out.
A lot of times they're like gray with like white. I could just dye the whole damn thing.
I'm thinking of like the thickness of a rug, and I'm like, you might lose some of your audio if you did that.
The rubber backing too.
When you get some sheep shears and then just shear off
the
top.
I got my filter set up. Am I sounding okay? No, you're not.
Speaking
of rugs, Rosa, I know I sent you a video or something. I'm sure of it. I ended up on the weirdest part of TikTok I've ever come across.
Okay.
It's all about rug making. Like there's this whole like subculture of people who make their own rugs.
Okay.
With these like it's like a big like looks like a giant fucking like sewing machine in a gun shape.
I love miscellaneous crafts.
Dude, you have no idea, Chriselle. This is right up your fucking alley, buddy.
How did you get on rug making TikTok?
I don't know. But my essentially, you take a projector and project whatever image you want onto this material that's like burlap kind of material. You know, it's got the holes, but it's not. Yeah, but and then you draw, you know, your outline of whatever, and you take your yarn and do your different colors to fill in the areas with this fucking gun, and basically make like your classic like bathroom rug. You can make those things and have them be whatever image you want.
Well, you're gonna have to do that.
I love that. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, Rosa would love this.
I have a projector.
Don't give me another hobby, all right? I may not show and tell as much as Chriselle does, but I think you've noticed sometimes he talks about things and I'm like, I have one of those too. I have way too much shit. Do not give me another hobby.
You guys are making me think of those metal posters people get where you can like apparently get a really clean image of whatever you want, and then it's just
the laser cut ones or the CNC cut ones.
I don't think they're cut. I think they're just square posters with paintings or something. I don't know.
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah,
they're kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
and you can get them
talking
cut
about
to like specific
tin
shapes.
signs or something.
I think it was.
Those are kind of cool.
Laser cutter too.
I love Chris's like message history with me. We just talk about like cool shit periodically here. I'll show this on stream. I don't want to grab it here. And this is kind of what he's got. It's just a couple of, well, you know, techie ones. And they're like just clean. I don't know. Kind of nice. Oh. I don't know how it's different than paper, but it is what it is. And I've only heard about it a couple of times, and you can get those cut to like specific shapes, I think, and make a cool design out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Kind of interested in that. They asked me to send my sister's exact age in seconds. So I converted 12 years to seconds, and I'm like, there you
go. It's her birthday today. She's 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. Rosa, check Finder things.
The rug making thing. If you had a TikTok, Chriselle, I would have sent it to you.
I'll find
I absolutely was like, this is one of those things that if I had the money,
You would do.
Yeah.
I would totally have yarn already
So,
and be making
that
something out of
sounds like
this.
you can kind of like jerry rig this in some sort of way. I mean, some things are like a little expensive. Like you need some
Oh
sort
no,
of like.
they have the hand. You know how they have the stick poke tattoo ideas. The deal like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
Okay,
a tattoo. You can do. They have the same thing.
that works.
Yeah, they have the same kind of thing. You can make rugs by hand with this hand thing, but it's push move, put one at a time, and it's a whole thing. But with the gun thing, it's like the tattoo gun. You just go.
Yeah, no, it sounds.
So, yeah.
There's probably like some sort of STL file on Thingiverse or something that I could look up and make one out of plastic entirely.
And me and Chriselle are like, it's gonna be something like this, and we could do something like this.
and press play. Here it goes, and I'm making it right now.
It'll be 36 hours.
Yeah. For the first part of it.
Yes, obviously.
All right. There's the electric hand rug tufting gun. So the technique is called tufting.
Tufting. Okay. Well, I'm at least going to add this to my Amazon wish list like right now, even if I have no intention of buying it. Rug tufting.
Yeah. Hand tufting a rug is still a thing you can do though.
It's always so fun hearing about this because I am not arts and crafty at all.
Isn't it? Oh, it's amazing. I was like, I want one so bad right now.
That's awesome. I want it.
It was a whole thing too because I sent a video to Asher of like a Hello Kitty rug that got made because Asher's all about some Hello Kitty, and it was a whole thing, and it was like you could make one of those, and I was like, yeah, I could. I'm not gonna, but I could.
Right.
I thought about something like that today because, like, the top of my dresser is almost like the messiest part of my room because that's like the only place I set things. And I thought about how like, because of the YouTube thing, like 100% of my workload is on a computer, so it's like there's not really a lot around here. It's just kind of nothing. It's like the arts and crafts thing. Like I don't do anything fun or whatever unless it's like online, I guess, or on a computer, and it's weird. It's like with the thumbnails, for example. Like I've kind of been forced into being a little creative image wise, but I don't do anything outside a computer. Like I'm never knitting or cutting anything or 3D printing.
You want some shelf brackets? Because I can make you some, and you can like
could you
decorate your? Yes, I could. I'll make some for you. It'll be a fun time.
I would like something at some point.
Okay.
Like here, it wouldn't interrupt the light.
Shelf brackets are one of those items he can just add to some other print that's going on to take up dead space on the print.
Yeah,
that's
not hard.
3D printed shelf brackets? I thought metal.
And I mean, you could put like some light stuff on it, like your plushies or something like that, like your little Angry Birds or something.
I have a bunch of computer
still
boxes
be in your
that
frame.
Still,
it could be possible
to be dealt with.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go.
Well, I'll see what I can find, and I'll let you know.
Okay. Ben's one time just sent me a picture of a shelf, and he's like, "Look, I did this." I was like, "Oh shit!" It was like apparently $50 or something. He got some nice wood and just metal brackets and drill. He's like, "Look, I made a shelf." I was like, "Oh shit, that's you fun. Did."
Nice job, Ben.
My own shelves, and I put up the curtain. I was very proud of myself.
Yeah. I'm always just so scared.
I'm living in someone else's house right now, so I'm afraid to try even drilling a hole in the wall at all.
Yeah,
that's valid.
I built the desk I'm sitting at right now, and it's 11 feet long, spans the entire length of the room, and it's got like this little 6-foot section over here for my wife's little crafty area, and then it has these 2 bookshelves on the sides right in front of me, and those go all the way up to the ceiling, and then there's like one shelf that spans across the 2 of those, and it's fun.
That one right there, your left hand that you can touch from where you're sitting, that bookshelf, that doesn't have any books on it, does it?
It does.
It's just full of electronics and stuff. No, the one in front of you that you can touch with your left hand. The one in the corner right here.
This one.
Behind your microphone. That one. Yeah, that doesn't have books on it.
Yeah. No, it doesn't have any books, but it is like technically a bookshelf.
It's a bookshelf.
Right now it's like a
Electronic
console shelf that holds my Xbox, my Wii, my Nintendo,
Hold your weight.
yeah, my megaphone,
Because that's something.
various other things. Yeah, it's just various random things. Because I collect
I
various.
remember. I remember from the last time you did kind of a little bit of a room tour thing, and I was like, "There's no books on that bookshelf."
I mean, I could put books on it. Although there is some on this side now that my wife decorated. She's got like some classics up there, like I think A Wrinkle in Time, Wuthering Heights. I think there's
Actual classics.
I forget.
Right. Oh.
I think Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's the other one that's up there.
That is
So
also a classic. Douglas Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Banana suggests that I get nano leaves. Have you guys seen that? Where like
The triangle.
Overpriced lights. Like, why? For how much you're paying for those lights, you could get several LCD screens and fucking have an image going on behind
how much
you.
are those? Wait, what?
They're stupid expensive. I don't remember exactly how much they are. But you have to get like a bunch of them.
What are we talking about? Yeah.
The nano leaf. It's just that triangular.
It's just a fucking light.
Is it called leaf or light?
And you gotta get 6 or 8 of them to even make a cool design or anything at least.
Mm-hmm.
Starting from $120
Each.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
Each.
knockoffs I was seeing on Nope, Nanoleaf rhythm pattern. A 15
Looky
pack
there,
is
there's a 3D printing
$300?
file to make them.
What the fuck?
Get out of here. Done with you.
Oh my god, $300. For those who don't know, they're like any streamer you've seen that has like the little hexagons behind them made out of triangles where they just zigzag or whatever, those are what nano leaves. And to me, I didn't even know the price. I thought they were like $80 for a kit, but they're
No.
they're really overused. That was my problem.
They're overused and they're overexpensive. I think they're stupid.
And that was my thing. I was like, this is just, it's the same thing I see in every big streamer. They've got these fucking leaves behind them, and they are clean, but they're just
They're nice
right,
little triangle
everyone.
lights.
That's why I almost didn't do the LEDs.
Having money you don't know what else to do with.
That's
Yeah, it's every big streamer. I'm like, oh, so they have $300 to spend on that. Got it.
Yeah.
180 for 9 of them. Yeah,
that's expensive.
Never mind. I didn't know they were so expensive. That's like $20 a leaf. That's fucking crazy.
Still not worth it.
Yeah,
I didn't. That's the same math. I'm just saying. That's a lot. Like the flood lamp behind me, the single color, that was like $34. I thought that was a good deal.
Yeah, I looked at the Elgato key light.
Yeah, those are cool.
And it's like $200.
Oh, that's what Austin has.
Light that's basically the same as that light you have on the floor behind you.
Yeah, Austin got the Elgato light, and he can't use it. He's like, I saved $200 for this lamp, and it doesn't. He either doesn't have the Wi-Fi Wi-Fi. So he uses like 5 gigahertz for his whole setup, but it only uses 2.4 gigahertz. Or
ouch.
Yeah, and I don't think he has a 2.4 band, and there's no converter, so his $200 lamp is just fucking useless. He can't do anything with it.
Hi, my name's Rosa, and I have both kinds of Wi-Fi because we buy our own router.
You're gonna be in a different house.
Same, but like for him to
better internet,
spend a few $100s upgrading his modem and router just to use his $200 lamp is not another pill he wanted to swallow.
Yeah. That's kind of like
give a lot more.
When I got my first car, it was a 1993 Toyota Corolla, and before I got that car, I got like one of those little fancy cassette adapters that you could hook your phone into with a 3.5 millimeter phone jack. And yeah, that car that I had, it didn't have any sort of cassette player in it or a CD player in it. It just had a radio.
AM, FM,
kind of like
radio.
that. So yeah, it's like
I almost didn't even do the LED lights because I feel like every single streamer nowadays has not white light behind them, but no, it's a good purchase. I like that. I think every streamer should have their own color scheme of lights. It's boring when you're just plainly lit.
I'll probably do that once I move and I get my new setup. Because, I mean, look at how pale I am with a normal light. So, like, switch it up. Maybe a different color glow would be nice.
Your mic just
it went like hypersonic right there
for that part.
Yeah.
It's fine now.
When you went high pitched, your mic went
I heard what you said, but like your voice went super high right there.
That was good.
It emphasized the point even more though.
Well, but I like that though, because it depends on what set you have as well, because like Rochelle's got a lot to study back there, but I don't know. I'm gonna go to Twitch for my own curiosity now. Like I feel like it's every top streamer just has LED.
Even still, he's got that nice little bit of that little pop of color from the light back there by the door.
A bit of red.
So,
I think,
of course.
I think this could be white light if I wanted it to. If I wanted to make it a little bit brighter, I could open up this window, and if
Right,
the 3D printer's running, then
I can't
can
you're
click.
gonna have to come up with a new saying to put on your board there instead of this year being boo sheet. You're gonna have to change it up for something to be like Thanksgiving-y or something.
It's like, thank fuck, it's almost over. That's what I'll put.
I can't click a single Twitch stream without getting a 15-second unskippable ad, or 30 seconds.
You'd be like, good gravy, let's eat.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
That's
More wholesome than what I said.
I think they undid whatever uBlock Origin was doing, because I can't click streams anymore without getting 15 or 30 seconds. And I'm a pretty skimpy like stream viewer. I pop in and out a lot. I check in and then I'm gone. So usually a 30 fucking second ad is longer than I plan to stay.
Yeah.
So this means that like I feel like the streamers, like the friends of mine I'm trying to pop in on, are being deprived of like
views. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a chance I could have gotten hooked, but now I'm gone. You know?
Hey, yeah, the same thing happened to me. Okay, normally uBlock Origin works, but
and the thing is, I feel okay using uBlock Origin because I buy bits, I gift subs, Twitch gets money from me. Okay, I make them money too. Hello, everybody in the stream who are subbed. I appreciate it. Twitch does too. So like, I feel like I can use an ad blocker, and Twitch is okay. All right, they're getting their penny from me. So the fact that I feel like I tweeted about it and got like decent responses
also, they're
too.
owned by Amazon, so they're fine.
I don't tweet anything. So the fact that this irked me enough. I said it in the most like passive aggressive way, but like not even passive aggressive, just like honest, where I said I want to get the exact wording because I thought about it. I said unskippable 30-second ads on Twitch have really helped me spend less time popping into streams and more time doing other things, because that's the truth of it. I don't hate you, Twitch. I'm just saying you've made your streams pretty unwatchable. Like if I click a stream, I'm like, oh, I wonder what so and so's doing. Oh, 15 seconds. Yeah, I wasn't that curious. And then I'm gone. Like, he just lost a viewer. And a lot of these guys are friends of mine who have 10 people watching. He could have used that viewer, but I wasn't planning on... Anyway.
Yeah.
The same thing could be said for me. It's like, oh, really? He's a friend of yours? You wouldn't wait 15 seconds? Friend. I mean, I wasn't... Fuck. Yeah. You know, like, I wasn't trying to... Shit. It's just
so what pisses me off most about this is that... during, I forget, it was either 2018 or 2019, TwitchCon, they talked about the ads and whatnot. But they said that they were going to put like a little video up in the corner of like what the streamer was doing so that you could still see what the streamer was doing while you had to watch that. If they had done that, totally acceptable to have this fucking 30-second ad. But this isn't YouTube. This is live. Missing 30 seconds can make a difference.
Mm-hmm. And the chat loads before the stream does. So they're talking about things. I'm like, fuck. Come on.
All of it.
There's no skip button. Would you rather have no 30-second ads in your streams too? Yes. I know how much streamers make. I happen to be in on the business. Ads are fuck all. Like literally... Let me just... This was a bad month, okay? Like, much less than I usually make. Let's just take... It was 2% of my earnings. 2%. So I'm okay. I can lose that money And Twitch can too.
Well, and
I
the
promise
problem
you.
with the small streamers is they're not getting Kagata for that.
Yeah,
But don't you want to buy a Toyota Tacoma?
So I do get some of that ad revenue, and like Donna saying, like not everybody gets that money, and even I am getting like a teeny. I'm sure Twitch is taking the lion's share. I do not know what the split is on that.
They are.
And they get the lion's share of everything else too. That's 2% of my money where Twitch already gets half of the sub revenue. Anybody who's ever subbed to me, half of that went to Twitch. I'm sorry, but that's the truth of it. And bits, you see the upcharge, and I don't know. Viva told me, he's another streamer. He said that you can run ads throughout your stream, and if you run like 3 minutes an hour, then people don't get the skippable ads.
3 minutes a fucking hour. That's I don't.
I'd have to run it.
They were like, "Oh, you can run it, and then your people won't get ads when they come in." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sweet. This is gonna be useful. I'll just run it when I have to go to the restroom or like in loading screens."
That's what I'm planning on.
We're not getting loading screens that often. I don't gotta pee that often.
At least for me, in my specific use case, I think with Fortnite, maybe after every mission I run an ad. That's not that big of a deal.
But sometimes missions are longer than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then
when you know you have to wait that 2 minutes before you can even start up the next mission because it'll freeze up and be stupid because Fortnite, that might be a good time to run an ad, but still.
Yeah, and even then, like 3 minutes an hour is a little stressful because, like, what's the threshold? If I only run 2 ads, am I going to still get pre-rolls for people? Because pre-rolls are a big deal. Like, I don't know what the average viewership would be if people are like me. How many more people would stick around maybe if they
didn't have the
it's a sudden.
Can't really blame people for having a short attention span.
I'm exactly the same way.
People's time is valuable. I mean,
streams are fickle as is. People pop in and out constantly. A lot of your shadows up. 2% still isn't much. I don't know what he means.
It doesn't matter.
Because my point is, like, he asked if I would, rather not have the revenue. I'm like, 2% of my income? Sure. If it means you guys don't need to get bugged on your way in, happily.
Gladly lose that 2% because you can't quantify how many people didn't come in because of that ad. You can't quantify how many bits you missed, how many subs you may have missed.
They don't give you those metrics.
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know how many people.
If they had a metric of how many people came in, started to watch that 30-second ad, and left, that would at least be something. But that still doesn't clarify whether or not they would have spent money.
Chat had a great idea that I forgot about. A lot of streamers have like point totals to run an ad, and I love that idea. I'd put a cooldown on that. I'd be sure to make it not annoying, but 1,000 points to run an ad, I might add that. 2Ds on the ad. I might put that on the stream because it's that way. It's not my fault. It's like, oh well, somebody did the points, and then I just click it. And I could time that so it's not like interrupting anything.
So at the end of this mission, those points are getting used because you run an ad. Yeah,
and I would definitely put like a pretty aggressive, I think, maybe 10 or 15-minute cooldown on that. Yeah. And I feel like it makes total sense if you're getting up. Like, if I'm leaving, then of course.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, why not have something? Because as much as people might hate ads, some random car commercial or condom ad or whatever, which apparently is what they've been running recently, is a lot more interesting than my empty desk, I would think. But people go crazy for the chair, so, the Twitch atmosphere.
I would miss the Angry Bird. But,
So you said the thing where the chat loads first. So if someone new is coming in, they don't know. But so last time I streamed 8 billion years ago, when I ran an ad because I was going to the restroom, I had my chat spam potty break. So if anybody came in, all they saw was my chat spamming potty break. So they know they're not missing shit. Well,
that's based on history of that. Well, clearly not based on my history if they're talking about condom ads, but no, a lot of people commented in the stream saying that's what they were getting too. And we joked about it too. I was like, Twitch, I appreciate the encouragement. I'm glad that you've got the optimism there, but I do not need a condom ad. Thank you very much.
good.
Yeah.
I I always found it funny that Amazon, after you buy like a big purchase, for instance, like a gamer chair or a television that's $600 or something, all they want to do from there on is tell you about these other TVs or chairs or mattresses you could have gotten. And it's like, motherfucker, don't sell me another TV after I already bought one. I'm good. I never understood that.
I've gotten like 2 ads on my phone since we moved in, and it was the upgrade to the internet we already have, which can't be because we have the most that they offer, or the local politician. I've seen 2 ads in like 2 months. It's just crazy how consistently they just give me the same 2 things. I can't think of another thing that they've sent me. It's just the same 2 over and over, which, whatever. I do the same thing every time I get an ad. I hear it play. It's not my video. My volume gets lowered to 0, and then I stand there in the mirror for 10 seconds, and then I brush my teeth and do whatever I'm doing. It's... I don't know. And this only became an issue because I think of uBlock. Like, ads have been successfully blocked on Twitch for years now. And suddenly... uBlock is no longer doing its job.
They broke the ad blocker.
Yeah.
Fight back, uBlock.
Which I want to reiterate again in case somebody just came in. I spend money on Twitch, and I know how much ads earn, and I am more than paying for the amount of ads that I was not seeing.
I've been
used to be that Amazon Prime would, if you had a Prime account, you didn't see ads.
I think that might have been it, honestly.
Yes. No, this was years ago. They stopped doing it like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Damn. Never mind then. Because I have Prime.
I've been a subscriber and a donator and all that. I've supported so many different streamers in some way that I don't feel like it's justifiable that I'm forced to watch the ads. I don't feel like anybody can be mad at me for using the ad blocker because the streamers that I watch, the YouTube channels that I watch, I actually do give them back in some way.
I kind of see it as the same way as intentionally not looking at billboards. So, yeah.
You can't make me.
Yeah.
No.
The irony in all this is, like, as a consumer, I think subconsciously people like hearing about stuff because on the off chance that it's something that you might want, you got to hear about it from somewhere. Everything you've ever bought,
if it's something I want, I'll look it up.
I wish you could flag ads to like.
Even I got my arm twisted into getting a Stream Deck, and it's now like one of the most powerful things on my desk. I love it. It's against our rule. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a rule. We just don't talk about elections because it's
just there's too many differing opinions, and then things just get.
Yeah. I don't want to do religion, and I don't want to do politics.
This is not we don't do that here in this podcast.
Imagine this is like a little oasis for you to specifically not talk about those things. But I mean, I'm saying that as someone who's very immersed in politics. This is where we're specifically not talking about
that was fun because the last time we got our haircuts, I don't know. I think her son, he asked how we were voting or something. She's like, nope. We don't talk politics with people we like. We don't we don't do that. And she shut it down multiple times because he pushed a little further, and she's like, nope, we don't talk politics around people we like. And that was it. They said their goodbyes and left on a good note. That was it.
You would not let them do that because that was going to end up with somebody saying something that somebody else didn't like, and next thing you know, everybody wasn't getting along.
Yeah.
And, I'm not. Yeah.
Verizon
we are far too many people with far too many differing opinions about that kind of thing for that to go well.
And the extra thing is, like, I know Sig and I are just pretty purposefully, like, not involved in politics much. So I wouldn't even have much to say anyway. And it's just not worth it.
Well, I'm not involved for a whole other reason. It's not just that I don't want anything to do with it. It's that I can't because of the felony on my record. So they took away my right to own a firearm and my right to vote. I don't know if I got it back yet. I should have, but I don't know.
Okay, because That blows me away that, like, isn't prison supposed to be like the rehabilitation / re-entry into
Not
society?
here in America, everywhere else.
Yeah.
We're going to take a few years off your life and still consider you a non-citizen, but you are a citizen, you just have no rights.
Yeah.
What is it, like Switzerland or one of those Nordic countries has like really nice prisons? They basically look like dorm rooms, and then they actually have rehabilitation programs.
Yeah.
Like these guys are going to therapy, they're getting some sort of vocational school, they're learning how to like, bounce checkbooks. Like
their family can actually come and visit with them, and some of them can have their family come live with them there, I believe.
I didn't know. No, I don't know.
I want to say I remember seeing something about like the.
I mean, yeah, it definitely could be a
jail that have their families in jail with them.
Like, I always thought prison only made sense if somebody was like at a danger to others, because other than that, it's just expensive and not really productive. Like, I'm not saying criminals should be punished. I'm just saying, like.
Well, I mean, I've always said that. I mean, when I got sentenced and I had to spend a year in prison over stealing some shit, the judge could have yelled at me hard, and I would have never done it again.
Right.
No.
Like, genuinely, I was like, okay, got caught, not doing that anymore, done. And then they were like, oh yeah, do time. And I was like, man, fuck. So, you know.
Yeah. Obviously, in your case, he was setting you as an example for the other people. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you deserved it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I
maybe
understand it.
Maybe your time kept the rest of your group from continuing. I don't. Clearly, that was the hope from the judge, but it's just. I don't know. Nonviolent crimes always killed me too. People who do time for marijuana, even if that was.
There are people that are still in jail for marijuana in states where it's now legal.
And my point is, like, even if it's one of the hard drugs that's actually
20-year
dangerous.
sentences in Texas are still being served for it right now. I mean, it's still not legal, but
losing my right to own a firearm, it wasn't a violent charge.
Yeah,
that's not really related. No, anyway, it was just interesting because, like, I feel like if they're not a danger to anybody, then why are you? It's expensive to lock someone up. You have to house them, feed them, 24/7.
Well,
it's government contracts. The prisons are privately owned, and they have government contracts, and so they make
money off of
money for the government.
Yeah.
And they bribe the judges, and so they get more convictions, and it's just a whole fucking thing.
Yeah. It's bad.
I don't know about all that.
I mean, that's how it is.
I'm sure it's happened, but I doubt that's. I can't believe that. No, I can't do it.
I mean, it's currently happening. There's private prisons all over the place.
Well, I know the private prisons, but the whole bribing judges stuff. Like, now we're getting sneaky, and I don't know how true that is.
I'm sure there's some underhanded shit that's going on back there.
I'm sure it's happened, but I mean, enough to consider it expected? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's the whole private prisons that blew me away when I was a kid learning that. I was like, what? Wait, how? This is a business? How the fuck? This is prison. This is supposed to be.
Yeah, everybody in the chat is asking now. I'll run through it real quick. When I was in my late teens, I got in trouble for stealing a bunch of shit out of people's cars, like loose change and CDs and shit like that. Not actually even stealing cars, like just fucking cash and CDs and shit.
Car shopping.
And one of the guys got caught, and he ratted out everybody else to get himself out of trouble. I was the oldest one out of the group of like 8 of us, and I ended up doing 13 months in prison over it. Youthful offender sentence. But that still counted as a felony on my record. And that's because I got 1 youthful offender and 2 straight time sentences, and they ran them all consecutive and concurrent. So I did 3 sentences all at once. But yeah, that was essentially all it was. But yeah.
That sounds like a technicality for a felony
on my record for the rest of my life.
Sounds like a bare minimum kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know.
The justice system it's something else.
It is.
I'm not saying I wanted to go to jail, but there was plenty of conversations that I had with police officers, and since I'm a little white girl and I cried, they let me go home.
Yeah.
I should definitely have a felony.
Even like felony trespass is a thing, you know, that's, you know, somebody losing their right to own a firearm and their right to vote over being somewhere that somebody said don't be there. Come on.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I understand it if like you're breaking into a military base, felony trespass. Okay. I get that, you know? But come on.
Yeah, my story was always in school where I pushed past like a sub's arm to get to lunch early, and that was by the thinnest of technicalities. Assault on an administrator. Yeah. And it was an administrator. I'm like, that was a substitute. That was like barely an administrator. She was.
Don't even work here.
Did the police say that, or did the school say that?
It was no police thing. I don't even.
Yeah. So it's the school scaring you. Like I said,
well,
let my kid come home and say that the school said some shit like that.
No, it wasn't fear. It was a day of in-school suspension. And that was the lady telling me. She's like, the only reason you're here is because like this was... And she even said in all of her years of working there, like, this is like the most technical of technicalities that's ever put anybody in a day of in-school suspension. The funny thing is I tried to just skip it. I just didn't go to school the next day. I was like, fuck them. And then they brought me the next day. I was like, really? And then I left early anyway. I was like, yeah. I say I claimed. I really did have a stomach ache, and I just... Because that's the thing. They have you do a worksheet and other bullshit, and then the rest of the day you're just fucking off. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go home now. Goodbye. Yeah. And I was...
I got in trouble once, and I was supposed to do a detail detention, which is where you like help the janitor clean up the school. It's gross. And the day I was supposed to do it, I honestly had a girl thing that I needed to go home and take care of. And the vice principal was like, heading over it. And I was like, I told him what happened. And like most adult men, he was like, yep, go home. I'll sign it. You're good.
Yeah.
Good times.
In school suspension is a joke.
I
think so too.
I do recall years ago, a friend of mine got in trouble for assaulting a police officer. And it was completely bullshit. He was skateboarding in a place he shouldn't have been skateboarding. There were signs posted saying no skateboarding or whatever. And the cop ran up to try and stop him. And in his movement, he hit the cop. Like he wasn't hitting the cop. It was just like, the flail of his arm happened to collide with a police officer that had run into that space, And the cop tackled him to the ground and had him charged with assaulting an officer, the whole thing. Went in front of the judge. There was video evidence of it happening because it was being filmed by another person, for a skateboard video.
Yeah.
All the kids were making skateboard videos at the time, So it was completely filmed. And like the judge looked at it and went, nah, and dropped it immediately. Like it was all just, that was it.
That makes me so happy. Because that sounds like the kind of thing an asshole cop could easily charge and never prove.
So
but to film that,
simple...
the way you described it sounds like he started to fall when the cop,
Well, no, he was just pushing, and he had just done like this to do a trick. And when he threw his arm up to do a kickflip or whatever he was doing, his hand hit the cop coming up behind him, and it was just like, oh, okay, now I'm tackling you to the ground,
it's
and
like
you're going to jail.
Makes me think of those fight scenes where you move out of the way, and then the person punches their ally.
Yeah.
And it's like you want to be mad at the guy who just punched you, but that's not what happened. Anyway.
Yeah.
I want to know, for everybody in chat, because I don't think anybody in this call besides me is applicable, has anybody gotten suspension out of school after like 2010? Do they even do that anymore?
After 2010? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I know that it used to happen.
He said outside of this
call.
I
knew.
I
Because I had growing up, my friend's sister's boyfriend was almost like a big brother because he was like always at the daycare for that time, and he liked to fuck around with us. And when he got out of school suspension for like a week, he was like, "Fuck yeah." Oh, you're telling me I don't have to come in? Oh, shoot.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So.
And I think they stopped that because nowadays it's in-school suspension. You just go to literally every school I went to. They called it the quiet room.
See, that was the thing though, is when I was in like middle school and stuff, if you got in school suspension, you just acted out so that you would get out of school suspension. Like you intentionally made it worse because in school suspension was bullshit.
If you get in trouble for fighting, they automatically did out of school suspension. Because if you put the two kids that were fighting in the same ISS.
Yeah. I don't know how my school handled it because I was a good boy.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, they had like a whole
Me
separate
too.
building for ISS, and that place was scary.
Yeah.
thinking back, I got sent to that room a lot. If they ever allowed a Chromebook, I didn't mind. I'd just,
Yeah.
you know, because I had figured out Plex at that point, so I'd just stream a movie and.
Acorn is confirming that he has had OSS in the past couple
Yeah,
years.
I read it. Yeah. So that's good because Acorn's, I believe, is 15, 16 or so. So that would be. Anyway, yeah. No, I always liked using Plex because that was ahead of the school because they hadn't blocked Netflix, they hadn't blocked Discord, or no, they had blocked Netflix, and YouTube was pretty closed off. It was on and off, literally. It was on and off. They blocked it, but then sometimes it worked, and then they block it again, and it was like, what the fuck are you doing? Because, like, you don't need YouTube as a distraction, but it's also a useful resource if you're using it appropriately, but most kids don't, and they just kept blocking and unblocking it.
They still hadn't figured it out. So, I mean, we just get like a little proxy server going on and figure that sort of stuff out. And
in middle school,
download Halo and play. That was fun.
HTTP : whatever, YouTube didn't work, but HTTPS, and you go straight to the site. You'd put the S and it'd bring you right in.
Yeah, that was me.
A teacher told me the password for the teacher Wi-Fi one time, and they didn't change it the whole time I was there. And that was it. I could just log in through teacher Wi-Fi and do whatever the fuck I wanted. I rarely did that, but because I felt wrong. I was like, I'm not supposed to be using this for that.
My school was broke up into academies, which is just like little subsets of the schools with like specialties, right? I was in the Tech Links Academy, so there was a lot of computer programming stuff. And so, what was it, junior year? We were doing Oracle database programming. And so when we would finish with our work, we would do whatever we wanted on the computers. And it was always funny when like a different teacher would come into our classroom and be like, what are you doing? Like seeing all these blocked sites and like, we're the fucking Tech Links Academy. You think we don't know how to get around a fucking firewall? Like,
yeah.
You're teaching us Oracle database programming and you think I can't.
In my AutoCAD class, we would just go to like some Flash Games website after we finished up our drawings that we were working on, and it was fun. Played a bunch of Mario.
Felt like an unofficial nerd kid because I wasn't. I had people skills, which immediately upgraded me from any kind of nerd status. So like, if you could
people skills.
I'm saying, like, there were kids at our school where, like, you could tell they were the geek kid. You know, they'd walk around with, like, an over-the-shoulder satchel because they always brought their laptop and other shit like that. And there were kids who were all in, like, I don't know if it was an IT club.
Jealous he didn't have a laptop. I'm just kidding.
Or they all had, they were all in, like, the computers. Like, we had a robots team, and they were all on that, too. I had kids thumb their nose at me because I was using an iPhone. But, like, I knew my way around equipment, so I was like an unofficial nerd kid who was able to do some of the shit, and yeah, I had some fun getting around all that shit, and it was really just using programs.
I just keep thinking back to my schooling where the computer lab was not connected to the internet because it didn't fucking exist.
In my school, we all had Chromebooks. Yeah, we all had a personal computer.
My school was ahead of the curve because I'm from the Bay Area, and so that's where technology was booming. I mean, that's where Google is. So
I was right on the edge because in elementary school
was Oregon Trail already on the computer.
Oh, I used to do that in
you could get on Oregon Trail.
Fourth grade. I remembered playing that so much in fourth grade because the teacher would let us use it during like lunch or whatnot.
Well, you weren't getting away with installing Doom because it took 27 floppies.
Right.
the big 5 influence.
I just imagine a kid coming in with a stack of them.
Just like sneakily just shoving them in and out of a floppy disk.
What are you doing
in a day?
I haven't heard.
Put an out of order sign on this computer next day.
That was literally a thing. Was the only game on the computer was Oregon Trail, and it wasn't connected to the internet. So
you name all the people after your friends, and then you're like, "You died."
You fucking died.
Yourself to death.
I was on the edge of
like
it because in elementary school we had, I don't think we had this in high school anymore. It was really just the library at that point. But as a kid, we had oh, maybe we did. Anyway, a computer lab is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because I think in high school we had a couple of rooms that were like dedicated computer labs. So maybe I'm, anyway. Because nowadays, if every kid has a Chromebook or some form of, you don't need a dedicated computer space anymore. But I think they still have it. Anyway, we had like the dinosaur. It wasn't Apple IIs or anything, but it was still like a MacBook back when that wasn't a laptop. And so that was like the oldest computer I used in elementary school. And the rest of that was just like the thin all-in-ones all throughout the rest of my... Because, you know, Apple always sponsors all the schools. And I guess for learning, Mac OS was easier for kids. I always kind of liked Apple software, but nowadays that doesn't let me really do everything I want to do. On my phone, it's a little thinner of an argument because I don't really fuck with my phone too much using an Android. But on a computer, on a PC, I'm not quite a Linux user, but there's some shit that we do on computers that I wouldn't be able to do.
Why not? Why don't you use Linux?
It's too much. It's too much. Like I said, I'm an unofficial nerd kid. Like I know my way around, but I'm not going way out of my way.
And he has a DVORAK keyboard.
Oh, motherfucker.
And, like,
DVORAK, I have beef with DVORAK because there are those elitists that are like, oh, it's 20% more efficient, this is better. But it's been like unanimously decided by anybody who's tried it that the amount of effort to learn DVORAK outweighs any benefit.
Keyboard.
QWERTY is fine. The world runs on it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Learn how to type faster.
Yeah, like DVORAK is designed to be more efficient with the what do we call them? Vowels. And
and the whole typewriter QWERTY thing and it being intentionally meant to slow you down, that's a myth.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It is a myth.
I believed that. Wow.
Yeah.
To those who don't know, typewriters were so slow that QWERTY was meant to make you not jam. But that always sounded thin to me anyway. I'll believe you just on face value.
I mean, my grandmother was incredibly fast at typing on a
exactly.
typewriter.
Like, it's meant to slow me down, but
like type in a certain way that makes it so it doesn't jam.
Yeah, like this. Oh, I made a typo. All right, no more showing off. I'm not in the right angle. No, it's funny because answering
QWERTY is terrible, but if you start with DVORAK, you're better off. Yeah, I agree with that.
Sure.
How are you gonna start with DVORAK nowadays?
The problem
My
is
kid already knows how to type. He's 5. Like, was I supposed to start him with DVORAK?
That's the question, though, is who the fuck is going to teach him?
So that's I was about to lay into that because, like I said, my computer lab in elementary school was QWERTY. Like, are you going to swap out every keycap? Because the teachers aren't going to do that. So are you going to buy new keyboards for every single student in every single school and get them all on DVORAK? For what? 20? So that's the thing. It's 20% more efficient spacing, but if you know where the keys are on a keyboard, which you should if you're an avid internet user, like you'll be fine. You'll pick it up and type plenty fast.
I barely touch type, if that. Like, I need a keyboard that lights up because it's dark in the room with me.
All I need is just to look down occasionally. I mean, my words per minute is like not terrible, but I mean, I still like to at least look what I'm typing at every other word or something.
I gotta make sure my fingers are right. It's fine.
And I just have a bad habit of also, like, whenever I misspell a word, I'll just backspace, and then I have to read the entire thing instead of going back over and just correcting myself later on.
I constantly underestimate myself while I'm typing. I'll be like, oh, I need to look. But if we're having a conversation and I'm typing something, I will. It's fine. It's fine.
Before I have to go, which is in just a couple of minutes, I want to go over this real quick. ProNoob was kind enough to gift me a game on Steam recently, yesterday, called Teardown. Okay. And this game is still in its like early stages. It's like still alpha or whatever it is. I don't know exactly where it is in stages, but it's early stages. And it's a voxel-based game, kind of like Minecraft is or whatever. But it's a fully destructible environment. and you're spawning into an environment that's already built, and you have to accomplish a certain set of tasks within that world, amounting to pulling off a heist.
I'm gonna find the video that I told you about.
And essentially, what it is there's point A, B, and C, and what you're trying to do is grab the thing at point A and get to point B and C and grab those things and get the hell out of there within a minute.
Yeah.
So you bust holes through buildings, you run cars through things, you jump in cars and just ride off with them, all kinds of stuff. And I have been having an absolute fucking blast with this game.
That sounds fun, actually.
It is so much fun, and it's $20 on Steam. It's single player, but it's $20 on Steam, and like literally just running around fucking up the world they put you in.
That's fun.
And it is a lot of fun. I got it from ProNoob yesterday, downloaded it, and I played for 10.5 hours.
Oh.
Damn, I didn't know you put that much time into it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours the last day.
Yeah.
Because he told me about it on the way to McDonald's, but I might have been before the rest of those 10 hours.
Yeah, I was at like 6 when I told you about that.
I linked Clicks Phillips' video. You guys should all go watch the original. Give him some ad time, but this is the concept. Everything, even the trees, he's trimming the branches right now and running up them.
It is so much fun, though.
Everything can break.
Yeah, and you can upgrade your weapons and stuff. You don't ever have any like NPCs or other people or anything to interact with, but inside your own little world, you can do what you want to do. And
I like it.
Yeah, it is so much fun. So if you haven't got the game and you can get it, I recommend it.
I'm gonna add it to my wish list.
And again, I want to make sure that I again say thank you so much to ProNoob, because I put it on my wish list just as a reminder to myself to buy it for myself later. And he apparently already had it and had been playing with it and said, hey, get this going on your computer and at least get better frames than I can, because apparently his computer is chugging a little bit with all the voxel interaction.
Yeah.
And I loaded it up and started playing it and did not stop for hours. It is so much fun.
That's fun. I haven't done that with a game in a while.
That's what it was with Astroneers. I think that was the last game I went super.
I like Astroneers.
I think
we
mine
should play
was Fallout
Astroneers.
4.
I heard of that game.
But I actually do. I have to get going, guys.
Go.
Okay. We'll miss you. We love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Uh-oh.
3-person layout, go.
I don't have that set up still.
Well.
Is Chris in the chat? Chris,
Rosie,
can you join our
have to
call so I
position
can just
yourself,
fix this?
like in between the two, like the partition right there, so that we can see that might work.
I don't. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Anyone.
Okay, well
I'm just signing him up for this. He's probably not going to say a word, which is fine.
That's fine. We just needed. I just literally need you to be a placeholder.
There you go.
A darkness square.
No, I was laughing about the keyboard stuff because I learned this recently, where if you hit Control and then backspace, it takes the last word you typed, and that is huge. Yeah. I think I did it on accident one day and was like, what?
Where?
I'll change the name if you join. And then I also, this is the one, like, I can't believe this isn't known.
Control backspace.
Yeah.
Where does that work at?
What?
Okay, it's not working for me.
If you are typing a sentence, it should take the last word you typed. Oh, keep trying. Hit it with a rock harder. All right, chat. Chris is all failing you. You don't need to say anything. I just need you to fill the space.
Yeah, you just gotta answer and then mute. It's fine.
And also, you're typing in English, so that I don't believe you. He says he can't speak English. I'm like, ah.
Nope, doesn't work.
Wow, that's weird. The other thing that
your keyboard's just cooler.
The other thing that I always say that should just work always, that everybody should just know, and I can't believe I didn't for the longest time, is middle clicking to open links. Automatically brings it to a new tab. Yeah, but that's the day I learned it, my internet life changed forever because I do it by default all the time.
Old Mozilla Firefox feature, and when that came out with Mozilla Firefox, it was revolutionary.
It's one of those old things that like Someone told me one time, and I just somehow had no idea, and
Yeah.
I didn't think this through. Time to abandon ship. Fuck.
Oh.
Well,
Why do you
that
leave?
doesn't help me.
What?
Alright, how about I stream? How about I share my screen? Okay, here.
I make
Go
such
live.
pretty faces.
There we
you
go.
guys.
Is that?
Hey. No.
I put Chriselle in the wrong spot. But this is kind of funny too.
No.
You know what? I'm just gonna go to the
Good
other
enough.
screen. This
Our
is dumb.
recursion. Okay.
This is dumb. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I see what you were trying to do. Got it.
I have that that typical YouTuber thing where like every time I've ever seen a YouTuber type, it's always like crazy fast. I don't know. It doesn't happen often, but I think I got it from comments and like descriptions. Oh my god, I've typed the same fucking weapon names in Fortnite so many times with the links.
Yeah.
I just have a workflow that has me typing a lot. That is just how that goes.
Right?
Makes sense.
Like I don't even get that many emails, but comments and titles and other shit.
I do that a lot for work, especially like lately since I'm not like producing a lot of material at my job, so I'm doing a lot more like little shop improvement projects, which is kind of fun sometimes, but yeah, I have to document those projects, and that's the not fun part of it. So
I'll just add Thai baby. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We should have
Get
Ron
your
anyway.
ass in here for the last 5 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one told me middle
Guest
clicking links. That's why I
podcaster.
mention it. If even one person didn't know that trick, I'm happy to have brought it up.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Computer fact of the day.
Yeah, you mentioned like words per minute too, and I don't even have. I don't think it's worth it to test mine because it depends on what I'm saying. You know, sometimes if
Yeah.
I have the sentence formed, I surprise myself. Other times I'm thinking through it, or I mess up every other word, and it's like
I slow down if I'm thinking about it.
it also
That's what
changes
happens.
wildly with
Yeah.
what I'm saying or how my mood is. Or like earlier, if I'm not like positioned right, I'll miss one, and it really depends. I don't even know if she's gonna use a camera. Oh, that is just gorgeous. All the staticky blue and.
Oh, hey.
I don't think I've ever been in it. I think I've only seen Ty through Instagram posts.
I gotta get a new phone. I slipped and fell on my phone.
Oh.
Ouch.
What?
Why did Pokemon info
How
get
did you
deleted?
do that?
You collapsed the group. It's not gone.
I was taking groceries out of the car, and it was too heavy, and my back gave out.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no!
Are you okay?
That's hella dramatic. Jesus.
Yeah, I have a knot on my head, but I'm okay.
You should take it easy for like the rest of the day, because that
Hold on,
sounds
you got
horrible.
a knot on your head, girl.
Yeah, like on the back of my head.
You get some ice? What the
Yeah.
hell?
My mom took me to the hospital, and she was like,
Okay,
"Oh my
I was gonna
God."
suggest that, but
Don't sleep.
well, she's already been to the hospital. She's fine.
Yeah.
The
Well, I'm
don't
glad you're
sleep
doing
thing
better,
is
at
just to test their like mental continent or how do you say it? So
okay.
if you like make them do that and like say their name and their everything, if you can do the preliminary everything, let them relax.
Interesting.
And
Okay,
she's
I
like,
didn't know
"Are you
that.
seeing stars?" I was like, "What?" I started laughing. Like, it's not a cartoon.
Yeah.
It happens.
Do I
mean,
see?
they're
Do
not
you?
like-
Is there anything going around the top of my head here?
Yeah. Oh man.
They asked me that one time in a psych eval when I was active duty, like just like normal shit. And then he was like, "Is there anyone in this room besides you and I?" And I was like, "The fuck?
It's like, are you seeing things?
Is there supposed to be? I don't have my
Stop creeping me
glasses on.
out.
Is there someone hiding in the fire? What?"
Is John Cena gonna break through that wall?
Right.
There's gonna
That
be
was a thing yet.
there's gonna be a catch cup in Pokemon Go where you can only battle with Pokemon that were caught within a certain time frame.
Oh my God, are you gonna stream that? I can't wait. I'm excited. I don't play Pokemon. I like to watch it.
I've thought about that before because people cherry pick the stats on their Pokemon and pick the exact right one and level those up. So to only be able to use Pokemon from a certain time frame is a little
That
annoying.
sounds balanced. I mean, for like newer players,
Yeah.
but
They said since the
For-
beginning of
Give
Season
it the
5, which has
breaks.
been out for almost a year now, I think. So you'll probably have a good amount. For people like me who
Yeah.
got into PvP recently, that probably makes most of mine eligible. But what drives me nuts is I wouldn't want to level anything up for that cup because it's going to be here for a week, and leveling up is
Yeah.
expensive. And if I'll be encouraged to level up things that are... I don't
Less
know.
than.
It sounds like it's open rules, so I'd still be using the same teams. Like the Halloween Cup is wrapping up today, actually, I think. And it was
I
fun.
don't even know what you're talking about with Cup. Like, what the
Pokemon
fuck
Go
is the Cup?
PvP, where you play against other people.
I don't know where the PvP is.
Okay.
I don't know.
If you hit the Pokeball, it's the little battle thing in the top right. So we're talking
Oh.
2 clicks here. Yeah, 2 clicks fill up. So the Cup is different rules. Yeah. The different rules. So you have like
Okay.
17 types in the game or something. And the Halloween Cup was like 5 of them. They were like the fairies, the poison, dark, ghost types, and
Mm-hmm.
one more that I'm missing that somebody in chat, bug. So they were all the, which are usually Halloween themed Pokemon. You'd have Beedrill,
Right.
Haunter, the ghosts, all of them are Halloweeny, the Golbat, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so it was a very limited.
I knew all those. Those were all first gen.
Those
Go
are
ahead.
very, very limited, and I enjoyed it. I powered up Pokemon for that and had a good time. But a lot of the Pokemon I powered up are going to be fairly useless after this cup, because once the rest of the types open back up, we're going to remember why we didn't use them before. But they might come back around with a cup like this, so my investment wouldn't be wasted. But the catch
Yeah.
cup is interesting, because that's like, if it's the same rules as usual, then it's like, it's yeah, I don't get that. I am excited too about the little cup where the CP limit is 500, because I've thought about that before. It's just like the teeniest of the tiny Pokemon.
Oh,
That'll be interesting. Only Pokemon that are eligible to evolve and have not evolved once are eligible. So no Charmeleon, you can only use Charmander. No Wartortle, just Squirtle.
Okay.
They're calling it the little cup. That's cute.
Maybe
I think one of the
call it
big
Sippy
ones
Cup. That'd be fun.
is going to be
Sounds
Wobbuffet,
better.
because it has a fuck ton of HP and has Charm, which means...
He was so derpy in the cartoons. I loved him.
That's going to be interesting. Unevolved Pokemon. Wow. That's okay. That'll be an interesting... Because the thing is, for those who don't play Pokemon even, when you evolve a Pokemon, they learn different moves. Look, Chriselle can't even pretend to care. When you evolve them, they learn different moves. So there are Pokemon like... I'm going to get into little specifics here. There's Seal and Dugong, which is quite literally a seal. And I think... Is Dugong a real animal? Something like that? It's a fish. But Dugong can learn... I think it's based on the Narwhal. I'm not even kidding. So, Donna, if you look up Dugong, D-E-W, you'll probably like that one. Doesn't have a long horn. It has a short horn. But it can learn Icy Wind, which is one of the most broken moves.
That's supposed to be.
You like narwhals! Haven't we talked about this? You didn't know they existed? Yeah.
Yeah.
You take a second. So, it can learn Icy Wind, which is one of the best moves in PvP, but it can't learn that because it's a legacy. You need to use an elite TM nowadays. It's very hard to get. But Seal can learn Icy Wind, which might make it good in the Little Cup. I don't know. This will be interesting. I'm excited about this. And that's the opposite of what I was just talking about, where because Pokemon are limited to such a small CP, they'll probably be pretty cheap to level up. Most people can probably afford that.
Most people.
Most.
What's
If you can't
CP?
afford it... Combat power, that number on all of your Pokemon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so glad she asked that.
You know how there's a number next to every single one of the Pokemon you've ever caught? Yeah. Combat power is a product of its, and I do mean product as a multiplicative value, of the attack, defense, and HP of all of them. It's just kind of... It's meant to be its effective power. That's why like a 4,000 CP Pokemon should beat a 1,000 CP every time, because, you know, it's 3,000 more CP. It's not 4 times stronger. I don't know how the fuck they calculate it, but anyway. Chansey's an evolution too. That's tricky, because it's like, you can catch Chansey and there's an egg version. I don't know how they're going to use that. Anyway.
What hairs are they splitting for this shit?
Anyway, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Donna probably doesn't even know it, but she probably has a bunch of Pokemon that already qualify for the Little Cup.
I probably could,
Oh, wow.
but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
You could do the Catch Cup where you'd start playing
Was
today.
that a
and-
short joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. See, the funny thing about like most people not being able to afford it is like that kind of thing is so cheap. Where somebody asked me like, "Hey, I've been playing for a week and I'm level 22. Is that good?" And I said, "You know what? I'm feeling honest today. No. If you play Pokemon and you put in like whatever 3 or 4 hours on your first day in a good park or a busy area, I believe that you do a raid maybe with someone, you should be able to hit level 20 in your first session if you're trying for it. So I figured if that took you a week, then you must have been going pretty casually. So anyway.
I am the queen of casual. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been playing since 2016 launch day.
I had lived next to a Pokestop, never spun it once.
I can't reach it.
Does it have a little like ring around it?
No, it's literally just too far.
Okay, so you have spun it at least once then. All right.
Gotta get like
Oh,
a
yeah.
selfie stick and just put that
I've
out the window.
spun it
or
when I was
something.
stuck in traffic in front of it.
Oh, there you go. Oh.
Because it's,
You guys get to go to community places and spin a wheel?
What?
Wait.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. There are things like in person that you can spin all over the world just for Pokemon.
Oh, I thought it was like a, I don't know. one of
No,
those
it is.
Ferris
He's being
wheels or
It's in the game.
a merry-go-round.
It's these things. Walk closer. Can't walk closer. I live
Yeah, it's a
on faith.
merry-go-round.
It's okay. Ty's trying to not think too hard so she doesn't hurt her head.
Some of them are steering wheels.
No. The cool thing though about Pokestops is they correlate to things in the real world. So the things that you're spinning in game are usually a sign or a thing to read or whatever. You need the meta of Small Cup to come out. There's probably already something like that because people have done it on their own.
I really like when he does that blocking thing on Pokemon. That's my favorite thing.
When I block the charge move.
Yes, that is so cool. I get so nervous though. I'm like, if he misses this, he's gonna die. It was great. It was great.
All right, guys, it's about that time.
Yeah.
It is about that time.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I skipped Saturday and Sunday because of a fucked up sleep schedule. So I might stream. I should probably end the podcast though and then raid myself afterwards. I'm going to end the stream then go live again. All right.
Wait, that's illegal.
If you're watching on YouTube, Minerva Podcast episode 48 with Ty as a guest and Sig.
Yeah.
I might put that in the title, just and Sig. And then people are gonna be like, "Where's Ty for the entire
Donna
thing?"
and Ty.
Yeah. You gotta watch the whole thing to find out. It's a surprise.
Yeah. All right. Minerva Podcast episode 48.